All right, so let's continue. Session 2, what customers want. Again, very central to a unique selling point is the need of your customer. Again, can be B2C, can be B2B. So do you know what your customer wants? Good. So, I mean, this is a slide that I took from a presentation that I did for companies in Myanmar, but I mean, you can apply it all over the world. This is about different niche segments, market segments, tourism types that you as a tour operator can be involved in. Golf travel, for example, cycling travel, the market for safe travel, SAVE, that's the market for student, academic, volunteering, educational travel. I have a company and some companies in Myanmar that are active in that area. Family travel, I also saw some family travel in your profiles. Religious travel, I saw one company for targeting that market. Bird watching travel, walking and trekking. And many of this, you can do it also, or you already do it in North Macedonia. But how much do you know about these customers, these tourism types? Do you really know what these travelers need, what they want, what they value? When I started to work with a new batch of companies in Myanmar in 2018, there was a company that dealt with diving tourism. So their clients are divers. And sometimes also for me, it's a bit new. I need to learn what are divers really looking for. Or for example, another company that I started to work with was a specialist in sport fishing travel. So they receive clients from Europe, for example, from the UK and also the Netherlands and Germany, because in these three countries, the sport fishers are very well united. They're all in sector associations or clubs or etc. And they are aiming for the sport fishing traveler from Europe. And for me, that was also very new. What do these sport fishing travelers or guests from Europe, what do they find important? What are their needs? What do they value? And one of the things that we learned, for example, is these people, these sport fish travelers from Europe, they bring their own equipments, so their own rods, or all different kinds of rods and other fishing equipment. That is what they prefer to bring all the way to Myanmar because they want to make use of their own materials. And one of the things that we found out is that what they find very important is that their equipments, their rods, are being transported in a professional and safe way by the airline company, but also when the people arrive in the airport, that their equipments are being processed in a friendly way, because they don't want to have damage to their equipments. So these sport fishing travelers, they have very, very specific needs. And for this company in Myanmar, it was very important to conduct proper research into the needs . When I worked for a Dutch tour operator here in the Netherlands, I was dealing with motorcycle travel. And also motorcycle travelers, they have very, very specific needs. They want to have accommodations, hotels, where they can lock their motorbike behind closed doors, because they don't want their motorcycle to get stolen. So they are searching for very specific hotels, accommodations that can provide this service. But also when motorcyclists are driving, they have the itinerary on a roll, on you know, on the wheel of the motorcycle. They have this panel where they have the whole itinerary. Go left here, go left there, go right here, go straight on, and they need to turn like a wheel. So the itinerary description, the roadmap description, goes on and continues. So a very specific need. And this is also for you, again, very important message. Do you know what your customer wants? What is the need? What is the value? So, for example, this is a picture of a family in a forest, I think somewhere in Europe. What do they need? What do they value? Another example is senior travelers. It's another target audience with other needs, specific needs, other things that they value. This is the market for millennial travelers. It's young people. They also have very specific needs and wants. And again, here you have bird watching travelers somewhere in Europe. They also have very specific needs. So for example, let's take the family, this European family as an example. They come to North Macedonia to have a really nice holiday in your country. What are their needs? What do they value? Can you please use the chat box to just, you know, brainstorm, put in some remarks. What are their needs?
Gilal says nature and adventure.
Good one, yeah. So what, for example, if you talk about accommodation and families, do you think there are any specific needs that they have that are different from, for example, the seniors? Can you give it a
Yes.
thought?
Yes, Gotze says family rooms. Dina
Yes.
previously said wow experience.
Yeah.
I like maybe, sorry, Lincha. Oh, sorry. I'd just like to add maybe something verbally, not to take a space in, I mean, just to leave the others to comment. I think most of the pictures, people, they like to engage with some experience. Like Dina mentioned, wow experience. Maybe the first picture with the tree, people walking, they like to immerse in the nature. The other on the beach, they like to have fun. Those others maybe a learning experience. Sorry, Lincha, please go reading them. I was just feel free to comment.
No, it's okay. Ace says have a nice family time. And Emilia, to visit unique nature, like hiking, and Gotze again says safety.
Yeah, safety, very important. Absolutely. Yeah, so some very good remarks. And yes, I mean, adventure, it should be fun for the kids. So central here is also the needs of the kids. What do they like to do during a holiday? We had some remarks about accommodation, family friendly accommodation, family rooms. Absolutely. Another top priority for families is the accommodation should have a pool, because kids, they love to swim. But you have pools and you have pools, because I've seen some accommodations that when I checked the pool, the swimming pool, there were if the accommodation has a pool, check the pool. It should be safe. If you really work with families that have young kids, they like to have some part at the swimming pool, which is very undeep for the very young kids. And also, for example, these families with very young kids, they love some fences, so that the deep part of the swimming pool, you have a fence just to protect the very young kids from falling into the deep part of the swimming pool.
Yes, there is one more comment
yeah.
From Emilia, hotel with kids playground maybe.
Yeah, playground, very important as well. Another thing here is food. What kind of food does the hotel provide? Because it needs to be suitable for the kids. Again, in my work in Asia, we encountered some difficulties here because, as you know, I don't know about North Macedonia, your culinary, but a lot of countries in Asia, they like to eat very spicy food. For kids from Europe, this is really a no-go. They can't have the spicy food. They will get sick. They will get diarrhea. It's going to be a problem. So their need is good food, a good room, a good family room, having a swimming pool, having fun. Another thing about family, we're going to look later on a little bit more, is timing. Timing during your tour program. Don't put these kids on a bike when the sun is at the heatest point of the day, because it will be too hot for them. Even my country and your country, North Macedonia, your summers are still a bit different. I think much warmer than we have here in Northwestern Europe. So we have to adjust a little bit to your climate. So timing is very important. If you bring them to historical museums or to ruins, or, I mean, their bow of attention is very short. So they don't like to listen to your guides that are telling a 1 hour story about all the different history and all the facts and the figures. That is not exciting to them. So you need to make it more fun. So that is the needs. Those are the needs of the family traveler, and you need to be very well aware of that, because again, a unique selling point, central of a unique selling point, is a need that you are going to fulfill. So again, if we talk about the family travelers, the unique selling point that some of you wrote down in the profile is, we do family travel, or we provide great experience for family travelers. That is not enough. Again, you need to explain the benefits, because that is what USB is all about. We offer the best family travel experiences because we only work with the best family-friendly accommodations in North Macedonia, for example. That is a much better formulation of a unique selling point. Work B2C, but also B2B with the family travel market. Yeah. Or for example, bird watchers. We offer the best bird watch friendly accommodations in North Macedonia in the middle of nature. So that when you wake up in the morning, you still as an individual have the opportunity to walk outside and have some time for yourself to spot the best birds of North Macedonia, for example, because the accommodations that you selected are very close to the areas where you find these beautiful, famous birds that we have here in North Macedonia. All right? So very important. Look at yourself. What is your target market? Luxury, high-end, family with children? Is it senior travelers or adventure travelers? What do they want? What do they value? Okay, so I already talked a lot about the family travel. So what do they want? What are their needs? Activities, something for everyone. Bring the family together. One of you mentioned about having a good time together. That is really great. I think I had a family travel company in Myanmar that I've been working with. I think if you deal with this market, where you can distinguish or be different is that you look at accommodation that offers something extra for the parents during the evening or during the night. Because then the kids will be sleeping, they will be put to bed, and then actually the time starts for the parents. They're together, so maybe you can offer something like spa facilities or maybe a hotel where they have like a corner where you can read a book, something like that. I think that adds value to your program. Okay, opportunities for the kids to learn lessons outside the classroom. So there needs to be, as part of the program, some nice learning experiences. But again, remember, kids, they don't like to listen to very long stories being told by your guides. For example, what I advised to a company in Myanmar, dealing with family travel markets, one of the destinations that they were providing is Bagan. And Bagan is a city in Myanmar where you will find like 2,000 to 3,000 temples. And as part of the program, of the family travel program, they visited like 5 of the temples, which is too many. I advised them, pick one temple, bring the family over there for only 1 hour, give the kids an assignment. Be very selective what temple you are going to visit. It should be a temple that has a special story, where the kids can walk around and search for, I don't know, murals or special remnants that you can find there, or, you know, just give them a search assignment. Walk around in the temple and try to find this. Check the mural in the temple and try to find the animal, the tiger or whatever. That makes it really fun for kids, and it's a learning experience. Traditional culture, history, environment. Also, for example, for kids, you can do culinary workshops. But again, safety is very important. But it's fun. You know, multi-generational culinary workshops is something that is really getting more popular in many European source markets. So look at that. What do they value? Safety, hygiene, good toilets, limited walking, no steep steps. I mean, that doesn't work for kids. Active learning, we talked about that. Excellent quality tour guides. If you cater for this market, try to find your best tour guides that can really tell very nice stories in a bit of a different way, that they can grab the attention of the kids. They know how to deal with kids and make the trip. All right, so something, what do they want? What do they value? So again, it's all about needs. What do they want? The feature is so my question now to you is, how do you find out what the needs are of your client?
Marlon?
Yes.
So, sorry, can you maybe, if it's very important, can you just repeat the last thing that you mentioned with the need? Because sometimes it happened for a really limited few seconds, but your picture is freezing. And I thought it's locally here with me, maybe my connection, but maybe it's yours. But it doesn't happen so often, but from time to time, yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
maybe can you just repeat?
For that. Yeah.
No. The last point with the needs.
Yeah. So again, what you see on the screen here is all about the needs of the family traveler. And then the next step is the feature. So what are you going to provide? What are you going to put into your product? What is the benefit for the family to purchase from you, to choose you as a company and have a holiday with you? Yeah. So again, that is what USP is all about. Is that clear now? Yeah. Okay. So the need is central to the unique selling point again. So how do you find out what your client wants, what your client needs, what your client values. How do you find out? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to use the chat box. And in the meantime, I will go away for 2 minutes to check my connection, see if there are any issues. Then I will come back and we discuss the contents of the chat box. Okay, so again, how do we find out what your client, and your client again can be B2C, can be B2B, what they want, what they need, what they value? How do you find out? Okay, 2 minutes and I will be back. All right, I'm back. Can't find any issues with the connection, so I hope it's not going to happen again. If it happens that my screen freezes for a couple of seconds, just let me know, and I will then repeat. So all right, so again, what do we have in the chat box, Lincha? What are people writing?
Yes, we have few answers here. Baden Tour wrote simply ask them. We have 2 answers from Dina. Research and think as you're on their place, and research about their culture needs, values, assuming what will be attractive, interesting, maybe new for them.
Mm-hmm.
Vartan says, read comments on blogs and websites of companies selling similar or same services.
Yeah.
Then Alexander wrote price, quality, choice, and convenience. Dimitar, I believe here we can use at least 2 different approaches. There we asked and he didn't finish he didn't finish the sentence. Tebrik wrote simple. You screen them through questionnaires specialized for customized groups.
Questionnaire.
Emilia wrote, having a comprehensive understanding of your customers is key. And Skobel, research the culture of the tourists, what is interesting for them, and the experience, of course.
Yeah. All are very good answers. I mean, it's all about conducting research, but a very good one that I really like, and I'm going to mention later on a little bit more, or explain a little bit more about it. Asking is so important, and before you're going to participate in the end of February marketplace event, do your homework, conduct research. and look at yourself. What are you really good at? What market are you catering for? Because it doesn't make sense for you to meet all the people that will be there. For you, maybe 1 or 2 meetings are sufficient, because these will be 1 or 2 businesses from, I don't know, maybe Netherlands or Germany that have a match with what you are doing, because they cater for the market that you are really good at. For example, you're very good at senior travelers, or you're more into youth travelers. Or for example, if you're very into niche markets, for example, the company that I saw, handicapped travelers, for you, most important might be to reach out to get connected to outbound tour operators from the different European source markets that are specialized in handicapped travelers. For you, that will be most important. So again, asking is very important. Conducting research is also very important. There's some market intelligence sources that you can use. So market intelligence source.
Marlon,
Is that before?
Marlon, there we go. It happened, I think, again.
I'm so sorry about that. Yeah.
No worries. We lost you somewhere at there are market intelligence forums. You just mentioning all of them.
Yeah. So market intelligence platforms are out there where you can learn a lot about different European countries, different market segments. And on the next slide, I'm going to give you examples. What I also mentioned to you is that when you're going to participate in the B2B marketplace event end of February, do your homework. Look at who will be there. Go to their website and try to learn from what you can find on their website. What kind of destinations do they sell? Can you find out, for example, what market segment they are catering for? Is this, for example, a tour operator from the Netherlands that is more into youth travel, or are they more dealing with senior travelers? Are they more catering for individual travelers, or do they do group travel? And if they do group travel, what is the size of the group, for example? If they already sell North Macedonia, what kind of products do they sell? What kind of destinations in your country do they have included into their programs? Because then you might find a gap. Then you might find out, hey, they only go to the southern part of our country, but they're not going to the northern part. And in the northern part of Macedonia, you have some really, really unique experiences, local villages where you can bring your guests and, for example, do a cooking class with the local people, learn from the herbs, learn about the story of this typical dish that you have. Try to find a gap. If there's a tour operator joining your B2B event is not selling North Macedonia yet, but for example, one of your neighboring countries, then you can also look at the profile. What are their target groups? What are they good at? What are they really doing? And maybe you can then fill a gap. You can say like, hey, listen, you're already very close. You don't sell North Macedonia yet, but I learned from your website that you are catering for the senior travel market in your country, in the Netherlands, and you're into the walking and trekking. Well, listen, I am North Macedonia Star Travel Tours. I have some really exciting programs for you that I'm convinced are going to be a big hit for your customers. That is how you play the game. Yeah. And then you can offer North Macedonia in 2 ways. You can say, hey, you can maybe include our country as a new destination, as a standalone destination, but you can also say, hey, you're already close. maybe you can also sell North Macedonia as an extension to your, I don't know, Croatia trip or Albania trip, huh? Because many of the travelers coming to the Balkan, they want to visit multiple countries. So do your homework, look at what these European tour operators that will participate in your marketplace event, what they are doing. Try to find a gap where you can say, hey, I can offer you a solution. Huh? If you work with me, the benefit will be this and that and that. And then again, we're talking about unique selling points. Okay, so how can you find out, how can you learn more about European source markets, market segments, etc.? What I'm using a lot in my work is the CBI Tourism Market Intelligence Platform. Here you have the website. That for me is the best one in the entire world. I saw that a couple of days ago. They published or updated a new research that they have, which is about the European market for adventure travel. They have a lot of research. Also how to do effective business with European outbound tour operators. It's a really great platform, but there's more platforms that you have. Here you have, it's just a list and it can go on and on. Also look at websites of national tourist boards. They also have very valuable information about their market. For example, the German tourist board or the British tourist board, they have their own market research departments and they publish annually like what is going on in our country, in the UK market, going on in the German market, and you really can get a lot of research and you don't have to pay for it. Also, the CBI Tourism Market Intelligence Platform, it is free of charge. You don't have to subscribe, you don't have to pay for it. If, for example, you're in the you're active in the market for youth, student, educational travel, WYSE, W-Y-S-E, that is the international umbrella organization for youth, student, educational travel. Go to their website, which is wysetc.org, and you will find a lot of market research. What do travelers need? What else? E-magazines like eTurbo News, Travel Mall, you can subscribe for free to their e-newsletters, and you can, get a lot of knowledge, build your knowledge about different source markets and market segments. If you're interested, yeah.
Sorry, I interrupt you. Can you, when you finish with the slide, can you repeat again that? WYSE, the one, because I'm sending a few links here in the chat box so people can have links to the CBI, then WYSE. Sorry, I interrupt you. Just notice where it is here. Sorry, just continue.
So WYSE is again the international umbrella organization for tour operators, but also student organizations, travel insurances that deal with student insurance. And WYSE is the international body where you have different kinds of members dealing with student, youth, educational travel. So the website is wysetc.org or .com. You can even, as a North Macedonian incoming tour operator, you can become a member of the WYSE. And two of the companies that I've been working with in Myanmar, I made them a member of WYSE because they want to have improved access to the international market for youth and student travel. So they benefited from some virtual events that they organized, and it was really successful. Also look at tourism educational institutes like universities. They most of the times have a library that you can access and learn more about different source markets all over the world. Sports associations most of the times also conduct market. For example, one of a company that I coach is into golf travel, and they want to have more golf travelers from the Netherlands and Germany. So I advise them, go to the national golf associations of the Netherlands and Germany and learn from what they publish in terms of market research about the Netherlands market and the German market for golf travel. So different kinds of market intelligence sources that you can use, and it doesn't cost always money, but it is to learn, a learning experience for you to build your knowledge about what do customers need. Okay, so what other sources do you have to learn more about what your customers need? You might have your own customer satisfaction survey. I don't know, maybe you can put in the, I want to see some thumbs up now. If you have your own customer satisfaction survey, then do thumbs up in the, oh, wow, more. Oh, now it stops. Now I'm getting concerned. Oh, more. Here we go. Yeah, customer satisfaction survey, that contains a lot of valuable information. And what I really advise you to do, make it online. So you can store all the history into an Excel file and do research that you can find out about the trends in 2018, in 2019. You can see how the market changes and needs do change, right? Also your local guides, they are the closest connected to your guests, because they take your guests into your country and walk with them in all the beautiful forest villages that you have. And also the local guides, they collect a lot of quality information. So also involve them, you know, to learn more about the needs of your clients. And again, ask questions. Also, another advice when you're going to participate in the business matchmaking, ask questions. What I see happening a lot is that people, they start to talk about, hi, I'm from North Macedonia. We have beautiful villages. We have beautiful forests. We have beautiful lakes. The Ohrid Lake is very famous all over the world. We have great history. You don't have to tell these kind of things. People know it. Remember, you will be dealing with business people, with the product managers of European tour operators. They already visit the country. Most of the times they've been in your country. They know the Ohrid Lake. They know your villages. They know your mountains. They know your forests. Instead, ask questions. What about the Dutch market? Do you see any trends, new needs, blah, blah, blah? Because when you identify the needs at the beginning of your meeting, you will be able to provide the right solutions. You will be able to provide to tell about the right features of your product, of your company, and also the benefits. Again, we're talking about unique selling points. That is what they want to hear. They don't want to listen to 1 hour presentation about your forest, lakes, etc. No, try to identify the need during the meeting. And again, I mentioned, do your homework. You can already identify the needs by looking at their website. What do they do? Where are the gaps? What kind of market segments do they cater for? Then you can jump to the next level, the feature. Hey, listen, we do family travel and we put it into our products, these features. And the benefit for you, hello, Dutch tour operator, is that if we do business together, we will have the best experience for your client, for the family travel, for the family from the Netherlands. That is how you do also the matchmaking. Again, don't make the mistake to tell too much about things they already know. Yeah?
Yes, sorry, Dimitar wants to add that whoever asks questions controls the sales process.
Exactly. That is a very, very, very good remark. But mind you, again, a lot of people, they forget to ask the right questions. Again, it's all about identifying the need. What are the trends in the Netherlands? What do you notice any specific needs amongst your clients in the Netherlands? Do they have specific interests? Or what about culinary items? You can say, we offer some very unique culinary experiences in the southern part of our country, North Macedonia. What about that? Would that something that would interest your Dutch clients? I mean, these are the kind of questions that you need to ask. But again, don't make the mistake to start the business meeting during your marketplace event and come and tell the whole history about North Macedonia and all these traditional tourism highlights they already know. So don't do that. Okay, so again, we have been talking during this session a lot about the needs of your customer. But what is important here, that we need to make a distinction. Customers is B2C. Some of you work directly with the client, with the guest, with the B2C, but also, and I think that is the majority of you, works B2B. So you work with other businesses, other companies in the Netherlands, in Germany, in Turkey, and you do business with them. So you work B2B. So far, we have been talking about the needs of the guests, like we discussed a lot about family travelers. But now, during the next session, we are going to look at the needs of your business partners. And this is very important because the formulation, the way you present unique selling points, that is different. When you do B2C business, the description or the formulation of your unique selling points is different. It's tailored towards the needs of the customer. When you talk about doing B2B business, the formulation of your unique selling points needs to be fine-tuned towards the needs of your business partner. So there are actually two different categories of USPs.